Your beautiful spring garden could be under attack right now, and you might not even know it. While you're enjoying the fall weather, thousands of tiny invaders are quietly setting up camp in your soil, under your leaves, and in every corner of your yard. They're planning their assault on next year's flowers, vegetables, and grass. But here's the thing, you can stop them before they even get started. I'm Sam from Seniors Gardening Advice, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 3 simple steps that will save your garden from disaster. These aren't complicated tricks or expensive solutions. They're proven methods that experienced gardeners have used for decades to keep their yards healthy and pest-free.
Before we jump into these game-changing techniques, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Every week, we share practical gardening wisdom specifically designed for seniors who want to maintain beautiful gardens without breaking their backs or their budgets. And if this video helps protect your garden, give it a thumbs up and share it with your gardening friends. Trust me, they'll thank you for it. Now, let's get your garden ready to win the war against pests.
The hidden battle in your garden. Many gardeners make the mistake of thinking that fall is the time to relax. They believe that once the growing season winds down, their work is done until spring. This couldn't be further from the truth. Fall is actually one of the most critical times for garden maintenance, especially when it comes to pest control. The reality is that many garden pests don't disappear when temperatures drop. Instead, they go into survival mode. They're looking for warm, protected places to spend the winter months. And unfortunately, your garden provides the perfect conditions for them to not just survive, but to multiply and come back stronger than ever in spring. Think about it this way. Every pest you allow to overwinter in your garden is like giving them a free hotel room with room service. They'll be comfortable, well-fed, and ready to reproduce the moment spring arrives. By then, it's often too late to prevent the damage they'll cause to your carefully planned garden.
Step 1. Give your soil room to breathe. The foundation of any healthy garden starts with the soil. And one of the biggest problems gardeners face is soil compaction. This issue becomes particularly pronounced during fall months, when your garden has endured a full season of foot traffic, heavy rains, and general wear and tear. Understanding soil compaction. Soil compaction occurs when the tiny spaces between soil particles get squeezed together. This might not sound like a big problem, but it creates a cascade of issues that can devastate your garden. When soil becomes compacted, several things happen. First, water can't penetrate properly. Instead of soaking into the ground where plant roots can access it, water runs off or pools on the surface. This creates soggy, muddy conditions that are perfect breeding grounds for harmful fungi and bacteria. Second, air can't circulate through the soil. Plant roots need oxygen to function properly, and beneficial soil organisms require air to survive. Without proper air circulation, your soil becomes a hostile environment for the good guys and a perfect habitat for harmful pests. Third, compacted soil becomes nearly impossible for new plant growth to penetrate. Even if seeds manage to germinate, their roots struggle to establish themselves in the hard-packed earth. The aeration solution. Aeration is the process of creating small holes throughout your soil to allow air, water, and nutrients to penetrate deeper. This simple technique can transform your garden's health and dramatically reduce pest problems. For small gardens, you don't need expensive equipment. A simple garden fork can do the job effectively. Start by watering your garden lightly if the soil is very dry. You want it to be slightly moist but not soggy. Then, working in a systematic pattern, insert your garden fork about 4 to 6 inches deep and gently rock it back and forth to create small holes. For larger areas, you might want to consider renting or purchasing an aerating tool. These come in various forms, from manual tools with hollow tines to power aerators that can cover large areas quickly. Timing your aeration.
September is the ideal time to aerate because the soil is typically at the right moisture level and you're giving your grass and plants time to recover before winter dormancy sets in. The cooler temperatures also make the physical work more comfortable. Pest prevention benefits. Aeration serves as a powerful weapon against overwintering pests. Many harmful insects, including Japanese beetle grubs, black vine weevils, billbugs, sod webworms, and chinch bugs, prefer to spend their winter months in compacted soil or thatch layers. Japanese beetle grubs in particular are a major problem for many gardeners. These white, C-shaped larvae feed on grass roots throughout the fall and spring, causing brown, dead patches in lawns. By aerating your soil, you disrupt their comfortable winter homes and expose them to natural predators in harsh weather conditions. Aeration also reduces thatch buildup. Thatch is that layer of dead grass and organic material that accumulates between the soil surface and the green grass blades. While a thin layer of thatch can be beneficial, too much creates a perfect hiding place for pests. By improving air circulation and encouraging beneficial microorganisms, aeration helps break down excess thatch naturally.
Step 2. Eliminate pest hotels. Your garden might look neat and tidy to you, but the pests, those piles of fallen leaves and garden debris, look like luxury accommodations. This is where many well-intentioned gardeners make critical mistakes that lead to spring pest explosions. The debris problem. Fallen leaves, dead plant material, overripe fruits, and general garden clutter create ideal conditions for pest survival and reproduction. These areas provide protection from harsh weather, moisture retention, food sources, safe breeding grounds, pathways for pest movement. Slugs and snails, two of the most destructive garden pests, particularly love these conditions. These slimy invaders don't just hide in debris, they actively lay their eggs in moist soil protected by leaf litter and plant material. Come spring, these eggs hatch into hungry juveniles ready to devour your tender young plants. The moisture factor. Moisture is like a magnet for garden pests. Standing water and consistently damp areas create perfect breeding conditions for mosquitoes, fungus gnats, and various other harmful insects. These wet spots also encourage the growth of harmful fungi and bacteria that can damage or kill your plants. Common moisture problem areas include clogged gutters that overflow onto garden beds, downspouts that don't direct water away from planting areas, low spots in the yard where water naturally collects, areas under dense plant growth where air circulation is poor, or spots where irrigation systems create puddles or constantly wet conditions. The cleanup solution. Effective debris management requires a systematic approach. Don't wait until all the leaves have fallen. Start your cleanup routine early and maintain it throughout the fall season. Leaf management. Rather than letting fallen leaves accumulate, address them regularly. You have several options. Rake and remove leaves completely, especially if they show signs of disease or pest damage. Diseased leaves left in the garden can harbor harmful organisms that will attack your plants next year. Shred healthy leaves and use them as mulch in other areas of your garden. A thin layer of shredded leaves can actually benefit your plants by retaining soil moisture and suppressing weeds. The key word here is thin. Thick layers create the same problems as whole leaf piles. Compost healthy leaves in a properly managed compost pile away from your main garden areas. This allows you to recycle the nutrients while eliminating pest habitat. Plant material cleanup. Remove all dead, diseased, or pest-damaged plant material from your garden. This includes annual flowers and vegetables that have finished producing, diseased or damaged perennial plant parts, fallen fruits and vegetables, even if they look healthy, weeds and their seed heads, pruned branches and twigs. Structural maintenance. Don't forget about the structures in your garden. Clean and maintain garden sheds and storage areas where pests might overwinter. Fencing and trellises where egg masses might be hidden. Garden tools and equipment that could harbor pests. And irrigation systems that might have leaks or blockages.
Step 3. Resist the urge to overcare. This might be the most difficult advice for dedicated gardeners to follow, but it's absolutely crucial for pest prevention. Many gardeners make the mistake of continuing their intensive summer care routines well into fall, not realizing that this can actually harm their plants and create pest problems. Understanding plant dormancy. As temperatures cool and daylight hours decrease, plants naturally begin preparing for winter dormancy. This is a protective mechanism that helps them survive harsh conditions. During this transition period, plants slow their growth, reduce their water uptake, and begin storing energy for next year's growth. When you continue intensive care during this natural slowdown period, you're working against your plant's biological needs. This can leave them vulnerable to pest attacks and diseases. Mowing mistakes. One of the biggest mistakes gardeners make is continuing to mow their grass too short as fall progresses. During active growing season, regular mowing encourages thick, healthy growth, but as grass prepares for dormancy, cutting it too short can expose the crown of the grass to harsh weather and pests, reduce the plant's ability to photosynthesize and store energy, create weak spots where pests can easily establish themselves, eliminate the protective layer that helps insulate roots during winter. Instead, gradually raise your mower height as fall progresses. Your final cut of the season should leave grass about 2 to 3 inches tall, enough to protect the crown, but not so long that it becomes matted under snow. Watering wisdom. Fall watering requires a completely different approach than summer irrigation. As temperatures cool and rainfall typically increases, your plants need much less supplemental water. Overwatering during fall can create soggy conditions that attract pests, encourage late-season growth that won't have time to harden off before winter, promote fungal diseases that thrive in cool, wet conditions, wash away nutrients from plant roots. Monitor natural rainfall and only water when necessary. A good rule of thumb is to water deeply but infrequently, allowing soil to dry slightly between waterings. Fertilizer facts. Fall fertilization requires careful consideration. While some plants benefit from specific fall nutrients, many gardeners make the mistake of using the same high nitrogen fertilizers they use during active growing season. High nitrogen fertilizers in fall can stimulate new growth that won't survive winter, reduce plants' natural cold hardiness, create lush, weak growth that pests find irresistible, upset the natural nutrient balance in your soil. If you choose to fertilize in fall, use products specifically formulated for autumn application. These typically contain lower nitrogen levels and higher phosphorus and potassium content to help plants prepare for winter. Climate considerations. Your specific climate zone plays a crucial role in determining exactly when and how to implement these pest prevention strategies. What works in northern climates might need adjustment for southern regions, and what's appropriate for dry climates might be problematic in areas with high humidity. Northern climate adjustments. In colder regions, you have a shorter window for fall preparations, but you also have the advantage of killing frosts that eliminate many pest problems naturally. Focus on completing aeration and cleanup tasks before the ground freezes, protecting tender plants from early frosts, ensuring good drainage to prevent ice damage. Southern climate modifications. In warmer regions, pest activity continues much longer into the year, making fall prevention even more critical. Pay special attention to extended pest activity periods, different overwintering pest species, and continued plant growth that requires ongoing maintenance. Humidity considerations. High humidity areas face additional challenges with fungal diseases and moisture-loving pests. In these regions, focus extra attention on improving air circulation. Be more aggressive about debris removal. Monitor for signs of fungal problems. Long-term benefits. The work you do this fall doesn't just prevent next year's pest problems, it sets the foundation for long-term garden health and productivity. Gardens that receive proper fall care tend to require fewer pesticide applications, show better drought resistance, produce higher yields of flowers and vegetables, maintain healthier soil ecosystems, support beneficial insect populations.
These 3 simple steps, aerating your soil, clearing debris, and avoiding overcaring, form the foundation of effective fall pest prevention.
They don't require expensive tools or complicated techniques, just consistent attention and proper timing. Remember, the goal isn't to create a sterile environment, but rather to encourage beneficial organisms while discouraging harmful pests. A healthy garden ecosystem naturally keeps pest populations in check. Don't forget to subscribe to Seniors Gardening Advice for more practical tips that help you maintain a beautiful garden without unnecessary strain or expense. Share this video with other gardeners who could benefit from these pest prevention strategies. And let us know in the comments what fall garden challenges you're facing. We read every comment and use your questions to guide future content. Your spring garden will thank you for the work you do this fall. Start implementing these strategies now, and next year, you'll be amazed at the difference in your garden's health and productivity.